Ba weep, grana weep, nitty bong, and happy Halloween to everybody. I'm Engineer Hoist, and we're here to talk about Transformers Earth Wars news. And oh my goodness, that chat, I still haven't figured out how to get that fixed. Here we go. Is that gonna do it? Looks like it's working on it. And there we go. Welcome to everybody who has joined the chat early. Pete Francis, Gen 1 Red Alert, Jer Barbara, ICU in there. Damon Sweeky was here. Cameron Moore, Rodimus Unicronus. Thank you for showing up early, everybody. And if you want to show up early and be a part of the Fast Roller Squad, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. And so let's go ahead and get started with the Transformers Earth Wars news. Alright, so as usual, they start off with the Ba Weep, Grana Weep, Ninny Bong, as always, the universal greeting we all know and love. So this week we're going to be talking about a new avatar, 5-star legacy crystals, and new bots on the way. So this event is an individual event, and you can win up to 4 million alloy and energon, 30,000 spark, 2,000 premium shards, 1,000 3-star shards, and 700 4-star shards. And as you can see at the top there, a new Prime Core avatar of Quintus Prime, the latest Prime Core to be added. And they did this the last time we had an individual event, and I think this is great. Once you get to the 10,000 mark and get your avatar, if you want to keep going and keep getting that extra XP, you can keep going for these final thrust crystals, which has the extra rewards in there. So that is a good thing as well. Up to 100,000 spark they have in there, and man, I really need to find a new way of showing this to you guys, because my app is spinning like it has been, and I do not like that it does that. King Freeze, that's who it is. King Freeze showed up and caused my app to freeze. We're blaming it on you, buddy. Just kidding, man. Robert Bryant, Big D is here. Welcome, my friend. Didn't get your usual notification. Yeah, you know, I don't seem to see that go out either, so that's weird, but I'm glad you made it though. So all right, are we done? Yes. Okay, let's move on. So this is what we already knew. It's an individual event. It's triple XP. You got to be headquarters for. You tap the event button, and then you can play the game. Sparkletron is in there. You're not that late, my friend. We're just getting going, and we're taking a little extra time because the photos just don't want to move. And Dustin Carvalho, I think. Greg Knight, welcome. Denny's Creek. Sharksy, welcome. Spin me right round. Yeah, he's talking about the little beach ball spinner I have on my Mac. And the event battle zones, here we are. It's the standard battle zones, and we'll be taking a look at this for a little while. And dude, that is not an appropriate YouTube name, man, but my day was fine. So yeah, man, that's just not an appropriate YouTube name for a non-toxic. This is non-toxic gamers that we're talking about. We're trying to keep it nice and clean for the kiddies. So yeah, man. Alright, I appreciate you watching, but alright, enough of that. Sparkletron says got its first Prime Core, and it's Liege Maximo. I've got Liege Maximo. That's a pretty good core. What bot should you put it on? Put it on a tank, and if you have Hotspot, put it on Hotspot, because what you can do with him is you can send him to where the outposts are. The bots will come out of the outposts, and then they will attack your bot with the special abilities. There's no way around that. But with Hotspot, it's got the reflective damage, so he will reflect all those special ability damage back on those bots. And then once they're done, he hacks them, and they help out your team. If you don't have him, put it on Pipes or Jumpstream, because they have the defensive shield, so even though they don't reflect the damage, they absorb it a little bit better than other bots. So that's what I would say to that. And oh my goodness, this stuff is just not working for some reason. Big D says he got a 4-star Menasor over the weekend. Very cool. Let's see. Mr. Jeff 755. Hello, welcome to the stream. Braden Cash, welcome. Haven't seen the vids in a long time. Well, welcome back. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Okay, so we'll try to get through this, but it's still spinning right round there, Sharksy. Damon Swiggy says he's got Leech Maximo on Death Source. That's another good one too, because we do tend to rush Death Source or Star Saber into the defense, into the heart of the defense, typically where there's outposts there. So even though it doesn't save you from the damage from the special abilities, he is usually there popping the outposts and helping you go. So, or you know, helping hack the bots and stops them from attacking you for a little while. Chris Camacho, what's up? Chad H, aka Chadwick. So yeah, I saw you in the Discord earlier. So cool, man. Andreas Thornton, Major Dre, welcome. Glad to have you in the Alliance. Rave is legend. What's up, my friend? Oh my goodness, this is working worse than it's ever worked before. I have no idea what's going on here. Let's see, is there anything that I can exit out of that might help? Alrighty, so that doesn't seem to be working very well at all. I'm going to try to figure something out as we go along. Luke Bartel, you haven't missed a whole lot because my news delivering application is just not responding to me. Let's try something real quick here. We're going to lose the sound for the music for a little while, but this will get us moving again. Okay, so let's head over here. Okay, so I've got the pictures on my phone too, so hopefully it doesn't spin. So there's our battle zones. It's a standard battle zones. Totalizer. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. So there you go. It's a little small. There we go, something like that. You got the premium shards. There you go. And at 10,000 points, you get the Quintus Prime avatar, and then about every 5,000 after that, you get a final thrust crystal. Except for it's a 15,000 gap from 35 to 50. So, and there's a picture of the Quintus Prime avatar. You can use it for both factions, obviously. And each final thrust crystal, it shows here you can have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, or 100,000 spark out of those. Now there hasn't, the last time they had this, there weren't a lot of 100,000s going out there, but I think there was a few of them. Or you could end up with 10 bronze prime core chips or 10 silver prime core chips. And that's what those final thrust crystals are. It's just a little extra bonus if you want to keep playing the event after the 10,000 point avatar has gotten, that to still take advantage of the triple XP to help level your bots. Cameron Moore saying hashtag glitch day. Yeah, that's about right, my friend. Okay, so there is a sneak peek of the 5-star legacy crystals. Apparently they're not actually going to be available until sometime next week. And I'm not sure if they'll be releasing just this batch of crystals or if they'll be actually releasing all of them at once. But this is the first batch that we first saw in the 5 stars, which had for the Autobots, Nog, Grimlock, Hot Rod, Silverbolt, and Sunstreaker. And for the Decepticons, they had the counterparts, Nog again, Nemesis Prime, Razorclaw, Thundercracker, and Swindle. So that's those 5 stars. They're coming, and more information to come next week, they say. Got some new bots coming. Check this out. Sandstorm and Octone are coming. So this is Sandstorm. He's looking like his Generations toy. And I think that looks great. This is a fantastic toy if you haven't got it. It's just like the Generation Springer. It's the same mold, but a heavy, heavy retool because of the extra little bits on his back. What becomes the large rear tires, or kind of like the rotors for his VTOL mode, and also like the wing and all that. I think it looks great. It's a little departure from the G1 look, but I still think it looks great. And then there's Octone. Why is he called Octone? Well, apparently the Hasbro couldn't get Octane as a trademark, so the Titans Return figure that came out that this figure is based on is called Octone. So that's where the Octone came from. So Jeremy Plays is in the stream. He says Sandstorm looks cool, man. And so this is all we've got as far as information on these two bots right now. They said they are going to be showing them off in the stream tomorrow, and more information will be coming as the weeks progress and we build up to getting these new bots. So okay, so there's also a little bit of information on the bug fixes. There's been a problem with the Sentius twins, where they tended to attack walls when you wouldn't expect them to. For example, shooting at walls while in siege mode. Let's see if we can zoom this in a little bit. But they did find out what's happening, and they've got a fix for it coming next Thursday. So they were targeting a building behind the walls, but instead were hitting the walls. And then there are other times where sometimes they'd randomly choose a wall to attack with that special ability, which is kind of a waste of his special ability. But they have found the issues. Giannis posted in our VIP Discord. They've got it. It's coming out. A fix is coming next Thursday, they say. And also the Quintus Prime Sharkticons. That's the newest Prime Core. Anytime you destroy a defense, it pops up a Sharkticon when the defense is destroyed. If you happen to have Gnaw on the battlefield at the time, whether he's got the Prime Core or not, and you deploy his Sharkticon ability, it was always built into that ability that if you had Sharkticons on the field and you activated the ability again, the Sharkticons already on the field would immediately blow up. So what's happening is it's actually affecting all those Sharkticons that are spawned by the Quintus Prime Core, and that was not meant to happen. So they've actually got it fixed, and it said it will come out with this week's content push, which I imagine will probably be tomorrow, because it tends to happen on Thursdays. So we'll finish off with the news with a reminder that there is a Transformers Earth Wars stream tomorrow available on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, where you can go and join Deb, Giannis, and Fabian to take a first look at Sandstorm and Octone. Now, before we get out of here, I do want to give a shout out to, let's see, who was this here? We've got a collection photo from Hotshot. He actually shared this in my Discord, which I put up a link there. So if you want to hop on over there and join up on the Discord, you can share your collection photos just like Hotshot. You can submit a picture of your base if you want it reviewed, and just chat about Transformers Earth Wars or other Transformers in general. So let's take a look at what he's got here. So sitting down on the ground there, that's a Fall of Cybertron Shockwave, which is a really cool figure. I do like that. And coming up here, looks like we've got Transformers Animated Megatron and Optimus Prime. Very cool. I do love those animated figures. One of the best lines in recent memory. And in the back there, towering over everybody, is a Creo Sentinel Prime. Remember those Creos? They're basically Hasbro's version of Legos. They were out a few years ago, and they had a bunch of Transformers. I've actually got quite a few myself. I've got some sitting on the shelf right over there, some on some other shelves, and I've even got some sets I never put together. So thank you, Hotshot, for sharing that in our Discord. So let's go ahead and head back over here to the camera real quick while I get back into the game, and hopefully the music and sound keeps playing. Okay, sounds good there. Sparkletron saying, I remember Creo. Yeah, Jared Barber saying, I hope Sentinel appears as a bot in the Earth Wars. Hey, that's a good thought there. So Okay, so Sharks, he's saying the Sharksy Army! Alright, so this past weekend we had an alliance event for, what are these crystals even called? I forget what they were called, like Prime Protector crystals I think they were called. And let's see, so I've actually gone and hopped into the Space Bridge because I've got a bunch of crystals to open. I haven't opened them up on this account. Oh, I also completed 3 premium crystals and I completed a Prime Core chip. So we'll be cracking all of these open here. I did open my crystals on my Decepticon account. The NonToxic Gamers Decepticons did a great job. We got through 17 prestiges. I only managed a 2-star Sentius Magnus on the Decepticon, so thank you guys for helping me out with that. But NonToxic, the NTG mini-bots, our feeder alliance, we got through 7 prestiges, and out of those 7 crystals, I got the 2-star on the first crystal, and I pulled the 3-star on the 7th crystal. So I did manage to pull the 3-star Sentius Magnus on my free-to-play Autobot account, so I haven't used him yet. So we've got 50 of these Prime Protector crystals to open up, which gives us a chance to get a 2, 3, or 4-star Sentius Magnus, or Spark, or 3 or 4-star shards, or the Shark Attack boosters. Now, I do like those Shark Attack boosters, but I haven't used them in a while. All right, so, let's see. Jim Unsworth the third says, just got Predaking at 4-star. Oh, you're gonna love him if you don't already. I love my Volcanicus at 4-star, and Predaking is the same. So let's go ahead and crack open these premium crystals and see what we can get, if anything. We got a Skylynx. Alright, gives us some 3-star shards. We got a Mirage. That gives us some Optimus Maximus Sparkle. Looks like we might have a 3-star crystal to open. Oh, it's thinking about it. It's really thinking about it. Grand Galvatron, happy Halloween to you, my friend. It had to think really long and hard to give us that duplicate 2-star Trax. Alright, so let's go over here and let's see. I'm pretty sure this is a 3-star crystal. Yeah, let's go ahead and crack that. And let's go ahead and pop that. And it's a duplicate Silver Bolt. Alright, gives us some 4-star shards, some Superion Spark. Once it shows up, and a Flak Jacket. Okay, yeah, I'm not excited about a Flak Jacket core. Okay. Sharksy says, you've been tricked and not treated. How true is that? Yes, we gotta give you some applause for that one. Yes, well done, well done. All right, so what do you guys think? Do we want to look at the Prime Core first, or we want to go for Sentius Magnus? Not really sure. Grand Galvatron saying Rusty Dusty. Yeah, we didn't get it. Did I give any candy? No, you know, really don't get that many people coming by the house, so I just stopped buying candy to give out and just basically eat all the candy that I buy. I did have one visitor, and unfortunately didn't have any candy to give him. A kid dressed up as Kim Jong-un with an inflatable nuclear missile. I had a good laugh at that one. So let's see. Braden Cash, how long do we stream? We usually go for about an hour. That's what we go for. Sometimes stop it a little early if we run out of things to chat about, or if I'm feeling really tired. Sometimes we've gone as long as 2 hours just because we had great conversation going, but I try to go for about an hour. So that's what we usually do. Starting 8 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday, right here on the the Engineer Hoist channel. Okay, so let's see. We got Sentius, we got Prime Core. Let's see. Okay, so well, Jeremy Plays did say just do it for the Sentius crystal. So we'll do some Sentius crystals. Okay, we're starting off with 2,000 spark. That's actually pretty nice. Oh, that looks like a 2-star Sentius Magnus. Okay, so at least I've got his avatar now. So that is good. So we'll get him leveled up to at least level 30 pretty much in a hurry. Sparkletron, I see you calling for a Prime Core, but we're going to get to it. We're just not going to get to it right now. We'll save that. Oh my goodness, look at this. 3-star Sentius Magnus already. Unbelievable how quick this came. That's great. That was just 4 crystals? Okay, so 46 to go. We're looking for that 4-star now, so if we see those lights light up, we know it's going to be a 4-star. How lucky is it? Are we going to end up being? We've been pretty lucky lately. I mean, did you see last week's stream? I opened up that mixed bundle for the Halloween, pulled back-to-back 4 stars. That was unbelievable. Got a Cheetor, then got a Cosmos, or the other way around. I can't remember, but I got both of them right back-to-back. That was amazing. So there's a Shark Attack boost. I do like the Shark Attack boost. Got 3-star shards there. Thought about it briefly. Gives us some 4-star shards. I do like that. 2,000 spark. Some more 4-star shards. That's nice. Jer Barber saying a 4-star is coming. Jim Unsworth saying, or no, Big D says, where do we keep that golden matrix horseshoe? The Goldemus Prime up here on the shelf. You can't see him right now. He's got the golden horseshoe matrix. So we got a duplicate 2-star Magnus. Should we call him Magnus or just Sentius? Because typically a lot of times we call Ultra Magnus as just Magnus. So maybe we should be calling him Sentius. Some more spark. Grand Galvatron says he feels mixed with Malice. Not sold on his ability or his yet, huh? Jeremy Plays predicting a 4-star in the next 5 crystals. Let's go. Let's see. 1. 2. 3. Well, we got 2 dupes so far. 4. Okay, this is it, man. If this is it, you better go buy yourself a lottery ticket. Okay, save your money then. Jim saying he needs a 4-star brawl. Yeah, 4-star brawl is really good. And if you're chasing Bruticus, yeah, definitely want that brawl. Got some 4-star shards there. 2-star. Oh, Grand Galvatron said he only just got the 2-star. That's why he's not sold on him. Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you. Once you get to a certain level, 2-stars are pretty useless, but there's still a lot of people where 2-star is very useful, and I'm glad they actually put that in. Came out with the 2-star for everybody who wasn't able to get the 3 or the 4. Some more spark. Big Bronze Rim saying his will be 57 this weekend. You got him on the first round though, didn't you? I mean, not to diminish your accomplishment at all, but if I recall, you got him during the first round. You were one of the lucky ones. 2-star spark. Skylynx 54 got an Amalgamous Prime Core for the Skylynx 4-star. Yeah, Big Bronze Rim saying yes, got it the first time around. That was what the Shark Attack boosts. There's that. Dutch, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I feel like that hasn't been produced. I feel like the hat hasn't been producing. Switch back to the other one. Yeah, I gotta go get that out of the wash. I did get it washed, but it's still there. So I gotta tell you though, I had this hat on last week when I got those back-to-back 2-stars. So I think it produced pretty well actually. It's not producing that great tonight. Gave us the 3-star though. I thought about it, I thought we were getting him. Not this time though. It was a duplicate 3-star though. So still got 17 to go. I did see somebody, at least one person out there on the fan pages and Facebook. I think it was the 60th crystal. The very last crystal he opened was the 4-star. So it's not over until the fat lady sings, and the fat lady doesn't sing until the last crystal is cracked. Boy, that was real quick to give us some 4-star shards. Okay. Big Bronze Rim saying Amalgamous is the core to put on Sentius. don't recall what Amalgamus does. If I it increases the special ability in alt mode and adds a defense, if I remember. And so yeah, I do think that would be amazing core. Red Alert says he was lucky once. He got the 3-star on the first pull, got the 2-star this time, but still looking for the 4-star. Transfertron, do you ever get the glitch where it says you have a free crystal to claim when you don't? Yeah, I get that every now and then. It's kind of annoying, but you know what? I deal with it. Oh, it's not just a defense, it actually heals. Okay. Got another 2-star duplicate. Grand Galvatron's asking, how do I feel about the Sentius twins as characters? I think they've got an interesting story. We haven't seen a whole lot from the story, though. It's just a little bit from their saga, so I would love to see more of their story other than just they show up chasing the Prime Cores, and now they've kind of melded into the Autobots and Decepticons. I hope they don't just disappear. I'd love to see more of these guys. And I have a feeling we'll probably see them show up right around events for Prime Cores. I mean, that makes sense. They're actually going after the Prime Cores. And some more 4-star shards there. Got another duplicate. 3-star. That's 3 of them. There we go. Got the 2-star. 3 more crystals. 4-star shards. Braden Cash is looking forward to the Bumblebee movie. Me too, man. It does look actually pretty good. 2 more. Okay, are we going to be one of those lucky ones who pulls that 4-star on the last crystal? No, okay. Well, I guess we'll have to keep chasing. I never got that 4-star Nah, so far, we're actually well ahead of my luck with Nah, because it took me until basically the last Nah event before I even got the 3-star. So we're already ahead of the luck for on Sentius Magnus here. So I'm actually pretty happy with this pull, with this run. 4-star would have been great, but I am actually still happy with the 3-star though. Grand Galvatron saying maybe more backstory of Nobilius. Yes, I agree. Before they split, and because they did say something about one of the primes kind of split them in two. I don't think they named who did it. The most logical one to do it would probably be Megatronus, because he was generally the evil one of the, or he's considered evil. I think he just had a different agenda than the other primes, but he's generally considered the Decepticon prime, you know, so. All right, speaking of Prime Cores, let's see which one we get. And we pull, I forget who, Onyx Prime. Okay, very cool. This boosts damage of regular attacks and reduces damage taken by 18% while below 40% health. Okay, so it doesn't do anything until you're below 40% health. I'm going to have to think about who this would be useful for. This, in fact, I think this is very much like the G1 Optimus Prime Core, and I think it's all similar to, what is it, the Elita 1 specific Prime Core, or the, you know, the G1 Megatron, and also the Lugnut specific core. I'll have to think about who I want to put that on. And you know, I still haven't figured out who to put Vector Prime on. It's they're unused. Oh, we've got a story. We've got a story. Okay. I have no idea what kind of voice to use for these guys. Let's see. It feels strange, but not unpleasant to be among others again. Well, welcome to the Autobots, the Maximals and Maximals Sentius Magnus. Hope you survived the experience. And you, Optimus Primal, are the current Prime? Well, in my case, the title was more of a tribute to the Primes who had gone before. But then I got a Matrix and Optimus Prime Spark for a while. It's complicated. What Big Bot here is trying and failing miserably to say that he's the best case prime on the block since Optimus got mangled and Rodimus got entangled in Unicron's legacy. And the one with the laser thingy? Well, I can see I have a lot of catching up to do. If you don't mind my asking, where have you been since whenever you last smited or cleaved to something? In self-imposed stasis. A decision my brother mocked cruelly. That's brothers for you! Brother, in this case being Sentius Magnus, your twin? Yes, originally we were one being, one spark, but we were cleaved. Cut in two by one of the original primes as punishment. Now we serve opposing forces, light and dark, order and chaos. It's complicated. I think you'll fit right in. But what is my role now? I feel adrift, uncertain where my duty lies. Our agendas are not so different, Sentius Magnus. We too seek to defeat darkness, restore order from chaos. But for us, there's a kind of catch-all name, Decepticon. Yes, as my brother has chosen to ally himself with these Decepticons, I fight with you. But come the time, should you refuse to surrender your prime cores, there will be a reckoning. A little veiled threat there, but I think we knew that from the beginning. So these guys have kind of agreed to work along with the Autobots and the Decepticons, obviously, for the time being. But they do still have their duty, and they will still be going after it. So let's see. Sounds like Beast Wars Megatron. Yeah, I'm not a perfect woman voice. Oh, come on, man. That was terrible, but I appreciate the love. Thank you. Steven Sherrod, welcome back, my friend. Monty got the 4-star and Amalgamus Prime core just for him. Boy, you lucked out. The fate was smiling upon you, my friend. Sparkletron's asking, would it be cool if they added Punch and Counterpunch on the game as separate bots? Well, you know, that's a tricky one because they're not separate bots. Punch Counterpunch technically is, well, I guess it depends on what continuity you want to go by. In G1, Punch Counterpunch was actually Punch. Alright? Counterpunch was a disguise. So they weren't actually two different bots. It was actually Punch who disguised himself. He was an Autobot. He just disguised himself as a Decepticon. But he really truly was an Autobot. Now, there was a Transformers Collectors Club before they closed their doors. In the last subscription service, they released just a Counterpunch figure. There was no Punch Counterpunch. And the story behind that one goes, it's actually really interesting. It started off the same way, Punch Counterpunch, but he spent so much time in the Counterpunch mode that he started to start thinking as Counterpunch. And that started taking over his personality, and he started becoming more of a Decepticon than an Autobot. And then there was, I forget exactly the story, but something happened where he was damaged, and it was causing a mental breakdown. And so he had to get rid, and he ended up the personality did split, and somebody had to actually get rid of one of the two personalities, and the Counterpunch personality had become stronger. So that's why the figure came out as Counterpunch, not Punch Counterpunch. Now, I thought that was just a really interesting story there. So, let's see. Let's see. I see Sharksy's got a picture in our Discord, but unfortunately the way I share that is with the Photos app, and that's just not working. But if you want to check it out, I'm gonna throw up another link. Go ahead and hop over into the Discord, and it's in the collection photos chat there. It's a nice picture. He has completed the Power of the Primes Abominus. So congratulations, Sharksy. That is actually a great figure. One of the best combiners that they've made out of the recent lines. Let's see. Andreas Thornton is saying, I believe they will introduce Optimal Optimus next year as a triple changer. Yeah, it's possible. because he was just in the Prime Wars trilogy cartoon and came out as a toy. In fact, I've got mine. I still need to get it shipped from TF Source. I'm waiting till my orders reach $150 so I can get that free shipping. I'm about $10 or $15 away. I've got a couple of bots in there waiting, but I'm waiting on that Optimal Optimus. Let's see. Onyx goes on Cheetor. Man, my 5-star Cheetor, he never gets below 40 health. Well, you know, sometimes he does, and that would actually probably be good to help him get out of it. Maybe. So Jim's saying he needs that 4-star Brawl for a 4-star Bruticus. Yes. And you know something? Bruticus and Optimus Maximus are the counterparts, and you know I've never been a big fan of Optimus Maximus, but I was watching Alpha Prime's video when he was covering the new game mode that's supposed to be coming, the raids, and he used Optimus Maximus, the 4-star Optimus Maximus, and Bruticus is the same. The ability, let's see if we can open this up and go over there. There's Volcanicus, Superion, and Optimus Maximus. So this 4-star ability here, the shock fire missiles, I'm not sure what Bruticus is called, but it fires 4 missiles that lock on enemy defenses, disabling them, which is key. It actually EMPs them, and it deals damage over 20 seconds, so it disables them for 20 seconds, and that is huge on those super powerful bases in that rage mode. So I will be using Optimus Maximus more, especially for that. Do I have anybody ready for an upgrade? Well, yeah, I've got plenty of Combiner Spark for this lady, but we're still got that empty spot down there in the bottom right corner there. Still looking for that Rust Dust. Run Onyx on Cup. Yeah, that might be a good one. Because sometimes he'll get back there to the base and he'll still be getting hit. So that would give him that extra little boost if he's not completely out of range of the defenses. Although, you know, I've got a Rejuvenate core on him, and that actually works pretty well too. Onyx might be a step up though. I'll have to think about it. Let's see. Grand Galvatron says, notice they dropped the whole Galvatron subplot a long time ago. Yeah, Galvatron's old news. He's old news. That was like 2 years ago, man. Nah. I'm just giving you a hard time because your name is Grand Galvatron. So, yeah. Jim said his Devastator's cooking for a 4-star. Yeah, Devastator's actually going to be pretty good too. That Death Raid though, that's really only a benefit on like really high bases because it causes so much damage. If you could use it on a lower base, anything in there, it kills it really quick. But then the Death Ray keeps going and it doesn't change targets. So really, he's just sitting there for a few seconds doing nothing except taking damage. So that's almost a bad thing if you take him in on lower level bases. Let's see. Hey, there's Hotshot. Hey, I'm pretty sure you're the same Hotshot that we had in the Discord. I showed off your collection picture that you shared earlier. So that was some nice bots you got there. Sparkletron's asking, what if they added DevCon and Overlord? Would that be cool? I think Overlord would be great, but not as a counterpart to DevCon, because DevCon's really more of a standard size transformer. If you're not familiar with DevCon, I think the title of the G1 episode was called The Gambler. He met Smokescreen, and I don't think there was... Yeah, I think there were some other bots. They were off in space. It was almost like a multi-part episode, even though it wasn't officially a to be continued or a part 1, part 2. But they were somehow off in space, and Optimus Prime and I think a couple of other bots got captured, and Smokescreen had to do some gambling to try to win them back or whatever, and he had this little cheat thing that he'd connect to the machines or whatever, and that's where DevCon I think showed up. And it was actually a really cool bot, and the Transformers Collectors Club made a figure of him a while back, but it was one of the BotCon sets that I was not able to get a hold of. I really wanted to, but I just couldn't go, and all those sets on the aftermarket was just so high because it was such a great set. 'Cause it had a Scorponok in it, and in Overlord, I think the best counterpart for Overlord, if they did put him in, would be to have him be almost like a combiner size, but he can't be a combiner, and he's too big to be a normal bot. But he could be kind of like a double-sized triple changer or something, because he does have the tank and jet modes, plus also he's got the base modes. But I think a good counterpart for him would be Omega Supreme, which a lot of people would be doing. And I know I'm not the only one who's thought of that, and there's been other people who said that too, because Omega Supreme also is a big single bot, roughly combiner size, and he does have a base mode with a tank, and he's got the, you know, basically the rocket, which it can fly independently and could act similar and do a damage, an attack similar to Overlord's jet mode. So I think if they were able to do that, I think an Overlord Omega Supreme pairing would actually be really cool to see in the game. But that's almost like a new bot type, because they're combiner size, but yet they're still an individual bot. So it's unlikely to see anytime soon. Let me just say that. Yeah, Big Brun's been saying what the new bot. Wonder what the new bot's abilities are going to be. Yeah, that's going to be interesting because they are triple changers. They both do have the flight mode. Sandstorm is a helicopter slash VTOL, you know, vertical takeoff and landing type of a vehicle, and Octone is basically a jet, like a passenger jet. And they both do also have a vehicle mode, and it's interesting because they're not really equivalent vehicle modes, because Sandstorm is basically a dune buggy with gigantic rear tires, and he can go off-road and do whatever he wants. Meanwhile, Octone's ground-based vehicle mode is a tanker truck, so not really known for being able to go off-road. So it would be interesting to see. I do have a feeling there's going to be an attack and there may be an attack and a healing similar to Springer and Astro Train, but it could also be a double attack, you know, because Skylinks and Blitzwing were really popular. They're fantastic. I'm hoping to see maybe we have another set of triple changers that may be able to have abilities that can stack. I think that would be great to see. So okay, let's see. Sparkletron's asking which Prime Core is next after Quintus Prime Core. You know, that's a good question. I don't know, but we could try to speculate. Let's go look at the Prime Cores. So I've got Leech Maximo, I've got Alchemist Prime, I've got Vector Prime, I've got Onyx Prime, who we just got. Also available is Megatronus, Micronus, Alpha Trion, Solus Prime, Quintus Prime, and Amalgamus Prime. And there's only two left, Nexus Prime and Prima. Okay, so now thinking of these, Prima was basically the leader of the Primes. That's kind of what Prima means. It's kind of like the first. So I'm guessing Nexus Prime is probably going to be our next one. Since we're down to just these two left still to come out, I'm going to say Nexus Prime is probably going to be our next Prime Core that we see coming out. And then Prima will be our final Prime Core, unless they do add a 13th Prime Core. But we all know the 13th Prime is the Arisen. It was generally considered to be Optimus Prime, so that we may be sticking with just these 12, but we may still yet get a 13th one. We'll see. Right now, they've just got the spot for the 12, and so we may be sticking with the 12. And even though they're all getting released, it's going to take a little while, because each Prime Core Shard event, you only get enough for roughly half of a Prime Core Shard, so that's why it's taken a while. I've just got my 4th, and I think the most anybody has is probably 5 and maybe 6, and we have 10 out so far. So nobody has all of them. Nobody could even possibly have all of them. No matter, you know, we talk about pay to play and stuff like that. No matter how much you pay, nobody could even possibly have all of the Prime Cores yet. So, yeah, Sharksy's agreeing with me. He's thinking Nexus is going to be next. Joshua Swain, who is Springer's counterpart? That's Astro Train. Astro Train is Springer's counterpart. They have the same abilities in the game. see. Big Bronze Rim's looking forward to Nexus Prime being in the Primus Nexus alliance. Okay, so Sparkletron's asking who's on the top squad. Well, I can show you. Well, oh no, that's not what we wanted to look at. Go down to the shuttle. Okay, well that's my top squad right there. Cheetor and Cosmos. I've been running these guys for power leveling. So these guys are pretty strong. Got Rodimus Prime, Elita 1, Skylink, my 5-star Skyburst, Laser Optimus, Tigerhawk, First Aid, and I had my Cheetor on there, but since he's off power leveling, I went ahead and dropped Perceptor on here. And then these guys are actually pretty strong too. Sunstreaker, he's one of the couple of bots I have over 50. Mirage, Inferno is there so he can be taking advantage of the high level of XP on this team because they are one of the top teams, and his ability pairs fantastic with Starsaber. Optimus Primal, Ironhide, Starsaber, Snarl, and there is one spot empty, and that belongs to Swoop, but he is away getting leveled past 50, so when he comes out, he's going to be level 51, because I've been running him for far too long at a max level. So he's away, he's getting leveled up, he'll be coming back, and he's going to be great. And then after that, the abilities go down. So this is another team I play with. I've got my Cup and Springer there. Jumpstream is also over level 50. She's level 51. Trax is also very good to pair with Starsaber. You rush Starsaber in to the defense. You follow with Trax to put that cloud down. Keep Starsaber alive. And this is another team that works pretty well. Sludge almost never dies. A, because he's got a high level of health, and also B, because Wheeljack is right there. He's usually healing him the entire time. It's so funny. It looks like Wheeljack's just some guy out walking a dog. Except the joke was, before they changed the name back to Sludge, he was walking the slog. but we can't make that joke anymore. So, Jim, you pulled a 5-star Brawl? Then what do you need the 4-star Brawl for your Bruticus? That 5-star Brawl should do just fine to work towards your Bruticus. Grand Gravitron saying roar. Did you hear Grimlock? No, we didn't hear Grimlock, but I just made the sound effect. I actually recorded the Grimlock roar and made it a sound effect, so I can run it anytime I want to. It's hard to get the Skylink's one because he does it so early, and it's got the kind of an interface sound. To fact, I also got the Beast Morphs Megatron roar because that's so deep. Oh, it's so evil. So yeah, I got these guys here too, and see, Skylinks comes in so early, and I still haven't been able to catch him, doing his little squawk later on. Just, wait for him, because that Grimlock does roar every so often. So you can find a time where it's quiet and get that, but I haven't been able to do that with Skylinks yet. And then we get into my Decepticon team, so I've got these guys here, and they're a pretty decent team. They're all, I think, level 30 or above. This is kind of my top Decepticon team. I don't really have a top, though. I just kind of have a good mix trying to get them leveled up. Lugnut is... Oh, man, I'm so happy I got this Lugnut. Lugnut is fantastic. First of all, because it's the same ability as Elita 1, which is a fantastic ability. And also because I love Lugnut as a character. And the toy that this character is based on is a fantastic toy. One of the best Transformers toys out there. And finally, I've got Deathsaurus right now, currently power leveling Waspinator. Alright, so you guys want to take a look at the Springer and Octone. I got them here. We can take a closer look at those guys if you want. Slash sounds good too. Yeah, I need to get a recording of that. Yeah, Andreas Thornton's surprised that Trailbreaker hasn't made it in the game yet. I hope so too. I think Trailbreaker would be great to have in the game, if for no other reason, because Hoist tends to share the same mode, both vehicle and robot mode. So if we get Trailbreaker, it should be real easy for them to reskin it as Hoist. All right, so we got Sandstorm here. It's... So there he is. So you can see how he actually is pretty close to the bot mode that they're going to do, because he's got these big wing. You can see the fins for when he's in the aerial mode, but they're also gigantic tires for when he's in the dune buggy mode. And this is supposed to kind of remind you of the G1 figure, where it had the tail part of the helicopter kind of over his head, and so that kind of does the same thing. And so there he is. There he's just like the Springer mold, but heavily retooled, because Springer never had this huge backpack. And even though as big as this backpack is, he actually stands up pretty well. Maybe not right now, because he's had to kind of lean him forward, because my shelf is actually kind of angled for some reason. And then we've got Octone over here. Yes, he's Octane. And actually in the IDW comics, he's Tall Tankor, because the Octane has also gone by Tankor in certain other continuities. And so they gave him that name in the IDW, but there's also I think it was Machine Wars character called Tankor as well. And the two of them kind of were hanging out together. One is a little bit shorter. The Machine Wars one is shorter. So, but they weren't Tall Tankor and Short Tankor. They were Tall Tankor and Fat Tankor, which I think is hilarious. But yes, this is Titan's Return, so he does have the removing head gimmick. It's the Transformers Earth Wars version of this guy is certainly not going to have that, because first of all, he was never a headmaster in the G1 cartoon, and we also have headmasters in the game who were truly headmasters. Mindwipe is one of them, but he's not a headmaster in the game. So he's just going to be like this and having this mold. And this is actually a really good toy too. I was very happy to see them come out with Octone, because he was like the one of the triple changes I didn't have any version of, because I had the Springer, Broadside, Blitzwing. There's a couple of Blitzwings out. Sandstorm was out. I even still have my G1 Sandstorm from all those many years ago, but I never had a Octane or Octone or whatever you want to call him until he showed up here in Titan's Return. Now there was a... Gotta lean him forward a little bit too, so he doesn't fall over backwards. So there was a version of Octane that came out in, I want to say the Universe line, but I wasn't collecting at that time. And there was, and to be honest with you, by the time I did start collecting, I was looking back and like, that's a lot of money for a figure that's really just, it really wasn't blowing me away. That old figure, so I never really chased it down. So Transfortrons, when did I get him? I got him when he came out in the Titan's Return line, so that had to be last year sometime. So Sparkletron's asking, what if they change Lugnut's ability to the poke, aka the punch of kill anything, instead of the same thing with Skywarp to teleport instead too? Well, interesting that you say that. Let's head back over to the game, because let's look at the Decepticons. Where is Lugnut? There he is. Need to get a power core on him. His ability is the poke. It's the punch of kill everything. So they don't have to change it. It already is. And the ability, when you see what it does, it is kind of what the punch of kill everything was. He just kind of does a punch, and then everything around it takes damage. And so he actually does that. It actually is already the poke. And interesting anecdote, the poke, or the punch of kill everything, I'm pretty sure fans came up with that term. Because I mean, the ability was already there, where he had the button on his hand. And if he pressed that button, there was no stopping it. It's just boom, massive explosion. There was no name for it. And there was actually a pretty funny episode where that Wreck-Gar was in, and Wreck-Gar was just like, ooh, a button, and pushed it before Lugnut could do that, and then that actually damaged Lugnut himself. But fans on the chat, I think it might have been like chat rooms or something like that, before, you know, the very early days of the internet, fans actually came up with the term punch of kill everything. And apparently Hasbro liked it so much, and they've been using it. And I think it's great to see how fan terms can sometimes find their way into canon. So Jim saying he's power leveling his 4-star Sentius Malice with the 4-star Predaking. Yes, I will be leveling my 3-star Sentius Magnus with my 4-star Volcanicus. So I'm right there with you, man. I definitely do like power leveling with the combiners. Big Bronze Rim saying he got Zeta Blitzkrieg so you could finish the Armageddon. You know, I haven't really been following the Zeta toys. Which one's Blitzkrieg? Is that the Onslaught? Sounds like it, you know, with the Blitzkrieg. Yeah, I really haven't been doing a whole lot with like the Masterpiece level third-party combiners, although I did get a version of that that Stunticon is the X-Transbots Crack Up. Red Alert actually asked me to get that for him and gave me the opportunity to transform, and I actually showed it off for you guys a few months ago, and I was so impressed with that figure that I actually had to go get one for myself. And I'm looking forward for the rest of that set coming through, because I like it because he's not super tall. There's another one, I think it might be Zeta, actually has a breakdown, the third-party breakdown as well, and it's much taller. I like the X-Transbots one. Yeah, the white is a little off, and I kind of would have liked more of a stark white as opposed to the off-white, even though that is true to the G1 toy. But I like the fact that when he's transformed into the robot mode, he's roughly the same size as the other Masterpiece cars, the Autobots like Prowl and Sunstreaker and stuff like that. So I do like that for a scale. I'm not a scale junkie, like it has to be in scale. I'm okay being a little off, but if it can be, I'd like it to be, you know. So oh yeah, 120's asking, how do I get so good at the game? I put in the time, man. That's what you got to do to get good at the game. You got to play the game. We were having some talk in the VIP chat, talking about how the resources in the higher zones sometimes are very low, because if you go, like, you're going to go battle.
Roll out.
Let's actually get a team that can go to a high zone. So if you go zone 12, which is where I usually battle, I did recently upgrade my scanner so I can hit zone 13 now when I feel like it, which I don't feel like it yet. Probably once I hit the cap of 8,000 battles, that's probably when I'll probably be starting to hit zone 13 more. But anyway, but zone 12, you can win up to 650,000 Energon and 810,000 alloy. It's very rare that you're going to get that much. Sometimes it could be as low as 100,000 or even 75,000 Energon, which is a little discouraging. So this person was saying that's it's just, you know, he said the same thing. It's discouraging and didn't like that, and basically it came down to that you gotta play the game. You gotta do the battles. You gotta do all this stuff. JT is all business is in the stream. Welcome, my friend. Happy Halloween to you too. Got some applause for JT is all business. At one time, he was the top player in Transformers Earth Wars. You guys, I'm sure, know JT. I was fortunate enough to meet him when I went over and visited London. Very cool dude. If you haven't, he doesn't really do a whole lot of Transformers Earth Wars anymore. I think it's Castle Clash that you're playing, and man, he is prolific. Does great videos. Go over there and follow JT is all business. Great dude. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. I'm really happy to see you here. Big Bronze Rim's confirming that yes, the Zeta Toys Blitzkrieg is the Onslaught. So Joshua Slane, happy Halloween to you as well. So, oh, Big Bronze Rim's got the Wild Rider coming this week. Oh yeah, yeah. X Transbots flip out. Oh, I should be getting mine soon too, because I've got it. I've got that pre-ordered. I haven't seen it come in because I pre-ordered it from TF Source, so maybe that's going to be that final figure that I'll get to push me over to get the free shipping. So Jim Unsworth is asking, what's my favorite combiner in the game? By far, it's Volcanicus, and then Victorion. Just in general, it's got to be Computron. Computron, and that's really just because Computron is the only combiner I was able to complete as a kid. So it's got that special place in my heart as the favorite. Oh, DX9, yes, DX9 are the big ones. Talking about the Stunticons, where I've got the X Transbots, but the other one, they had another big one. I forget the name of it, but it was a larger one. It's the DX9. So yeah, it looks great. It's too big for me though. I know a lot of people like big. Sometimes there is such thing as too big, and especially when you run out of space like I am. So, yeah. Taylor Heath, welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you're here. So, by the way, if anybody hasn't yet and you want to come back and see more, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified. We're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. talking about Transformers Earth Wars and sometimes just general Transformers stuff. So come by here and get the notification so you know when to come back. Give yourself a reminder. Set your calendar, or not. I mean, you know, I know there's people got lots of stuff to do, but if you do make it back, we'll be having a good time, just like we always do. Blake Cummins says he got Victorion this week. Very cool. Jim just subscribed. Thank you so much. Been having a great time chatting with you. Good to see that you're going to be coming back for more. Thank you so much, my friend, and welcome to the welcome to the rollers. All right, and one last thing. Let's see. Grand Galvatron saying Malice is the genus of an apple tree. Interesting. See, I'm thinking going by the Malice, like mal is typically a meaning like evil. Oh yeah, 120 also joined the subscriber crew. Welcome. Keep rolling, my friends. Yes, very cool. Big Bronze is grinding away. All right, guys, and look at the time. We have hit our hour, and I think it's time to get going. I'm a little tired tonight, but we'll be getting you. Oh, before I go, if any of you guys out there are Decepticons, I'm actually going to be sharing his channel in a community tab, so keep a lookout. Trios. His channel is Trios Theory. He's a Decepticon. He plays for Scorched Earth, the top Decepticon alliance in the game. He is starting to make Transformers Earth Wars videos, and he's got one out now, and it actually looks really good. So I don't have a link to his channel right now, but I will be putting a link in the. I will be sharing his video in the community post. Keep a lookout. He started that because he's realized that you got me, you got Sunstreaker Watts, you got Alpha Prime. We're all Autobots. He says, you know, the Decepticons need some representation on YouTube, and he is going to fill that gap. So check out Trios Theory. It's TRIOSS Theory. I will be putting it in a community post so you guys can go over there and check it out. JT is all business is asking, do I have any 5 stars? Yes, I do, my friend. I've got 2 of them. I've got Cheetor, who is fantastic. He was kind of a trash bot when he first came out. Nobody really liked him. And there were people saying, man, if I get Cheetor and a 5-star, I am going to quit this game. Quit it. But right before they did that, they gave him a huge buff, and now he is unstoppable. And Skyburst is actually really good too. Not the bot that I wanted. She was my first 5-star, but she's actually really a nice strong gunner. But I was kind of hoping for a 5-star Wheeljack because at the time I didn't have any of the 4-star healers. Since then I have picked up Wheeljack and First Aid at 4-star. But Skyburst is a good gunner, but Cheetor is amazing. So. The thing I don't like about Skyburst is it's very similar to I can't think off the top of my head. Who else? But Power Glide, I'd say, or Viper. The ability, it's not always evenly distributed. Sometimes you'll have a whole bunch over here and then a gap. I've actually had it where I've sent an ability. I want this defense right here, and it's right in the center. I tap on that defense, and it gets nothing because it's had a gap and hit everything around it. So that's the only thing I don't really like about Skyburst. But she's as a gunner, she's super strong. So, so the best way to get 5 stars: duplicate 4 stars. So when you crack crystals, you get 185 star shards. You build up to 5,000 5-star shards. You can crack a 5-star crystal. Each 5-star crystal is a guaranteed new 5-star bot. Right now, and they release them in just certain batches. And they do have weekend events for 5-star shards, but not many. It's usually 1 or maybe 2 or 3 a year. Since they've been doing it. So if you go into the Sprace Bridge over there, we look over at the 5-star crystal, and you tap the question mark. JT, I know you know this, but some other people may not. So these are the only 5 bots you can get as a 5-star right now. These just got released. The fans voted for Elita 1 and Lugnut, and the other ones rounding it out are Blaster and Soundwave, who I hear are amazing as a 5-star. Sludge and Straxus, Prowl and Brawl, then Ratchet and Hook. But next week, they're actually going to be re-releasing what they're calling the Legacy 5-star crystals. So there's been 3, but this is the 4th batch. So if you missed out on getting one of the 5 stars from the previous batches, and it was somebody that you really wanted, like I said, when I think Ultra Magnus was even, yeah, Ultra Magnus was in the last one where Cheetor was. I would love to have a chance at Ultra Magnus again, but I didn't get enough 5-star stars. You can see I'm only about halfway to another 5-star crystal. But when they release that Legacy crystal, I'll have another chance to get Ultra Magnus. So definitely get those dupes. Duplicate 4 stars is what you got to get. Yeah, you'll get them 180 at a time with the duplicate 4-star, and then it builds up. And see you later, Jim. Thanks for being here. It's been a great time. But it's funny, when I was going for my very first 5-star crystal, I'm like, okay, 1 duplicate away, very strong chance of getting a duplicate. I got a 4-star crystal right here. I'm gonna open it. Boom, got a new bot. I've seen a lot of people do that too. Okay, I got a 4-star crystal. I'm gonna get a duplicate because I always get duplicates. I'm getting a 5-star crystal. Boom, got a new bot. So then it's like 5-star denied. But you get it eventually. You know, there's duplicates coming fast and furious these days. It's, you know, obviously the more bots that you get, guys, the more the duplicates are going to come. It's a fact. It's a fact of life in this game. So, JT said about halfway to a 5-star too, but not going to use it because you don't like any of those bots. Yes. Okay. So yes, you're going to want to wait for the Legacy crystals because the first batch included Gnaw, Grimlock, who I think would be great as a 5-star, Hot Rod. Silverbolt, who I think would actually be really good as a 5-star. Not so much. A lot of people don't like him. That was another one where Silverbolt was the one nobody wanted, and people quit because of that. But he's going to be great in the new raid mode. And then Sunstreaker. Sunstreaker was really the prize out of that. Sunstreaker and Swindle. So, and that's going to be a great batch to pull from. But yeah, once you get to those shards, you don't. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Once you use the shards on a crystal, you're locked into that batch. So don't grab this crystal if you don't want those bots. Wait till the other ones come out before you go and use those shards. So that's a tip there. If you for anybody who hits that 5,000 5-star shards, once you get that crystal, you're locked into that batch. Even if they change the batch, you're locked into whatever batch it was when you got it. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. I think it's time to be getting out of here. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. And yeah, one last question. Oh yeah, what is the alliance? Yeah, it's kind of small on the screen. but it's NonToxic Gamers. That's also got the logo down in the corner. NonToxic Gamers. It's not just Alliance. It's a group of gamers. We have a band channel. Band is an app where you can go, you can join up, you can find me there. We play all sorts of games, and you can stop by there and hang out with the NonToxic Gamers. What it is, it's all about keeping out the bullies, keeping out the swearing, keeping a nice family-friendly environment for gamers of all ages. It's a way of life. Boganora, one of our NonToxic Gamers, he's been lurking, but he's got to come jump in and say non-toxic for life. Speaking of Bo, I got a button for him. He is one of the top Dawn of Titans YouTubers over there, and a non-toxic gamer as well. So if you're interested in Dawn of Titans, which is actually a really cool game, I don't play it much anymore, but I did. But you know what? I still watch Bo. I still watch Zalon. I don't think he's in here right now, but I'm going to put a link to his channel in here too. So go check those guys out because they do amazing streams. I do check all of those guys out, even though I don't play the game anymore, because it's a good time to be had. So yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do. Oh, JT's all business. Oh, you lucky duck, you got the 4-star Sentius, and you're deciding if you want to level him up, man. I'll tell you, man, everybody's loving that Sentius Magnus. Everybody's loving him. You might want to consider leveling him up. If you're getting back into this game, get over there and get him leveled up. Bo is confirming that he was lurking. All right, I appreciate everybody here in the stream. We're going to get out of here, and so check me out next week, 8 o'clock, right here on the Engineer Hoist channel. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. Thanks for watching.